Hello and welcome back to the Minetrek.net game server. Currently working on the Enterprise E as in Enterprise. I just finished doing a revision to the aft section of the hangar, and we were working on this right here, this EVA locker. And what occurred to me is I'm actually right above another EVA locker, which is much larger. And what I did is I added in this little ladder here that allows us to access up from there, and then we have this large EVA section right here which can be entered from the internal part of the ship. And if we were to go through here, you could see right there, there's the lift, and here are the work bees. So basically what would happen is they would come out of here and they would come into here and go through this right here. But what if the lift was jammed or damaged? They couldn't get out. So I'm like, oh crap, let's go ahead and put a ladder right here. Well, what happens if, for example, they can't use this hatch, and they can't use this right here because there's no pressure out here? Well, then they would have to figure a way in from down below. And they can just come in from right there. I figure it's kind of an easy solution to the problem. Anyways, that's my logic, and I'm sticking to it. And I believe there was something else I needed to do over here real quick, and I'm trying to remember specifically what it was. It was down in here somewhere. It'll come to me. It was a moderate change to something I did. Oh, I believe I know where it was. Let's go ahead and go down here. Come on, be friendly, and it was this thing right here. There. That allows it to seal off in the event of an air lake breach. And I think what I'll do here is, no, it doesn't need to be done. I was going to put one right here, but I decided against it because you have this one and you have that one, so it doesn't really matter. Anyways, now you have your like little VIP reception area, and you have your little stairwell right here that'll gangway take you up to a larger VIP area which overlooks the hangar. So if you had, aliens and you didn't want them to tour the ship or something, you just park their little space sled right there and come up here and wine in and dine them. I'm thinking about putting, let's go ahead and do that real quick here. Let's go ahead and put a replicator, and I'll grab some black stairs here over there, and I think it's a coffee dispenser. There it is. Go ahead and put a replicator and a brew machine right there. And go and do it on the other side there real quick. This thing, okay, how far are we? We're 1, 2 in. Alright. Come up here. Through the turbo lift with sound effects. Through here. And do the same thing real quick. There we go. Now I can set this up any way I want. I can put some tables in here, kind of like a little lounge area right here. I don't know yet. I was going to talk with Adel Schappler and see what he thought about how to set this up, or maybe one of the other guys might want to pitch in. I don't know yet. But yeah, it came together pretty decently. I'm very happy with this revision. Now I don't feel like I'm cutting stuff off. Also, if you come through here, you can see, get rid of that button. I knew it was there, just had to get rid of it. Oop. There we go, through here, and back into the ship proper. I want to show you something else that I did as well, and we'll take the long way there. I revised the control booth for the primary saucer hangar. And technically it's also the booth that controls the lower hangar and everything else, albeit the lower hangar has its own dual control systems. I mean, port side and starboard, so it can be handled by multiple points of contact and stuff. This, like I said, this is an all-new deck that's been added, and well, technically it's not been added, it's just been revised. Beforehand, this was just all, if you go to the Planet Minecraft and download the old version of the Enterprise E, this is all lounges and stuff, and you can really compare the two builds, the old E to the new E, especially back here in the hangar area, because it's a complete and utter rework. It practically is a whole new design. Anyways, you have access to Jeffrey's tubes. And this is a new addition to this build. This Jeffries tube goes all the way back to behind the hangar. You can actually, using this Jeffries tube, go back to the aft lounge area. And it also snakes its way around. It's not uniform. In other words, it's on the starboard side, because we're currently on the port side. On the starboard side, it's different than it is here on the port side. There are two different sides. If we were to go along here through this Jeffries tube here, and you see we come back down here, we're into another little service area and then a corridor. And you look through here, it's like, oh yeah, they are different. Because over here we have this big processing unit, replicator, mass replicator. And then right here we have the corridor. Okay. And if we come through here like this and take a look in the best way to see it is, I wanted to make the hangar bay uniform. Beforehand, it used to go all the way against the hull on that side, and it was, or close to it, and I didn't like it. I honestly did not like that. So I ended up shortening the parking bay width-wise just a tad. Now the full-size runabouts that are originally here fit, obviously, because they're marked to fit, so they do fit. But you can see the differences from one side of the parking bay to the other. And then of course we have the parking bay monitor station right there. But if we come back through here and walk along here, we'll just have direct access to the corridor. We don't have to worry about a bay area there and everything else. And then we have stairs that go down, and then we have a little work area right here. We're going to come back and go up that ladder here in a second. And a bathroom. And then this, of course, goes along the pilot. Right along inside of here is the pathway from main engineering to the pylons. The conduit runs behind here, and it's got its own little area and access and everything else. If we come up through here, now this whole aft section is, and on this deck only, is not accessible to the rest of the ship unless you go upstairs into the deck above it and then come down through here. So there are two gangway access points. There's one. I'm not sure why that's there. I'm going to go ahead and pull that out of there. And then here's the other one right here. And these right, and then above us is actually a Jeffries tube, and it snakes its way all the way around. And then we have mass fabricators or replicators here, emergency fabrication area, and bin cargo transporter, so you can transport over the ship. Look at the roof. Check out that. That's pretty cool. And then of course we have the cargo lifts that take it from. There's actually on the very top up there. I added this as well. I'm gonna get up there. Come on. When I revised the hangar, I gained all this space up through here, and this is an all new deck. And of course, we come out through here. This corridor and these rooms along here are all new, and this corridor leads to a turbo lift, obviously. And then I believe we toured this or saw this on the last video where I walked along here and was showing you these rooms and whatnot. But yeah, you come through here and you got a nice little office area right here. I guess it could be converted to even to a crew quarter. This one here is a nice little office area, storage room, whatever you want to make out of it. You know, a little service area here with a little working space, bathroom, another little office, another little crawl space, office, a little workspace, batteries, because got to have batteries, and then of course the turbo lift itself. And then from here we drop down and we're back to where we were working at before, or we can come back down here and go into this corridor here. And this is the one we toured on the last video because we came through here like this. Or we can drop down to right here, and this is that work area. It comes up into here and goes back this way right here, which we just walked. But what we'll do is we'll go back through here, and I'll show you that Jeffries tube difference real quick. I can fly, but I keep hitting these columns right here. I'll just come back through here, and again, here's the hangar bay, and here's a storage area for it. Now, I'm not a fan of this right here, but you can't get away from it. It is what it is, so we got to live with it. We got to live with it. All right, now we're back down here in the parking bay. Again, checking all this over here out. We'll come along over here. And this stair steps down into the parking bay. come around the corner here, and we'll go up this ladder right here. And already you can tell there's a difference from the other side of the ship, but we'll take a quick look there. Go back across to the port side here, and you can see there's a ladder there that leads down, and then this one leads all the way over here, and then leads to the back section of the ship. And then we also have a ladder right here, which is where we came down from originally. And come along here like this, and this snakes over and actually connects with main engineering. And it's I guess you would say, part of the network that the Borg took over when they took over the Nemesis, because they're all back through here. And here's that conduit I was telling you about. And then we can cross over and go forward here. And there's nothing in this one right here, but you got this ladder right here that goes up a couple of decks. And then you're actually technically in the main drive area. And then we come back here, there's the turbo lift, and then there's this gangway that goes back down again. And now we're back behind main engineering. And this is a sort of an isolated deck, but it's accessible through turbo lift, Jeffries tubes, and gangway. So let's go ahead and go back up there, and there's a turbo lift. Now we can't take the turbo lift to where we want to go, but it's a little bit more fun to kind of walk the corridors and check stuff out as we go. Another EVA locker right here. This is mainly for in case the ship loses pressure. They have this emergency lockers right here, so they can go EVA if they need to, and work on this deck, because this is the main engineering deck. And we'll probably swing by main engineering and take a look. And we have another security EVA emergency locker right there. Yep. And we have the airlock, and that's the main reason why that one's there, so they can gear up and come through here and go out the airlock. Now, unfortunately, the redstone is no longer functioning, so the doors don't work, and I think that has to do with redstone just being turned off, redstone machines being turned off on the server. They should work, but they're not currently working, and I'm not going to mess with the circuitry or anything like that. I'm just going to leave it alone, and it works on my side, on my private server, but it doesn't, my personal game server. It doesn't work in multiplayer, so it is what it is. And we come along through here. If you look in here, this is more like a security station right now on this deck, plus a bathroom. You get another little VAST warning here. Go ahead, and VAST sure is a nosy program. Methinks they'd be selling my data, bastards. Anyways, again, Jeffries tubes that lead just to explore the Jeffries tubes on the Enterprise E is a lot of fun. You can really get yourself lost in those. And I mean lost. But it's so much fun to figure this stuff out. And this is not labeled. This is an engineering section, like a superconductor. It's more like a lab area, or whatever we want to make it. I just filled the space up because I thought this was kind of a cool thing and I wanted to keep it, so I just worked around it, and I'm happy with it. Jeffries tubes. And if we swing this way, I believe we're getting close, or we're near main engineering at some point. It actually might even be the deck below us, yeah, it is. I think it is the deck below us, because the conduits are actually on this deck, but we'll figure it out, because the conduits are actually up higher on the warp core than the main deck, than the main engineering, but it's all part of main engineering. Anyways, here's stellar cryptography. I have not updated this. This is based off the Voyager build, Voyager design, and I haven't gone through and I haven't updated this. I just haven't had the interest to do it. I might come through one time and just clean this up and update it and modernize it, because this is back when I believe it was Minecraft 1.6.1 was when this room was designed. So it's been quite a while. And yeah, it needs to be updated. And I'll update all of those. And then we have a little workspace again, a nice little multi-area here. If we take this, I do believe it will take us down, and if I'm not mistaken, I think we have to take it down one more level, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, here we are, main engineering. There we are. There's the warp core. I did some rework in this area as well, because it needed to be updated and revised slightly, so I did that. And yeah, there's the warp core. You can see the nacelle links are right here. And then this right here is that space we were just in, but we were actually over on this side. And we came down. I think it was came out of here onto this on that side. Now I do have little crossover things just so you can get across the conduits and look at stuff. We were right here just a second ago, which is kind of neat because then you can just cross over and come into main engineering, and if you feel like exploring the Jeffries tubes, you can come up here and hello, is anybody in here? One of those things. You can come back down here to the main deck. Pretty neat. I like it. I like it a lot. And it came out well. It's really bright in here, but if I were to turn off Gamma Bright, you get that ambiance, which is really neat. Anyways, let's go ahead and continue working our way up. We'll go move our way this way, and here's a hollow deck, hollow suite technically, first stage station. Then we have our turbolifts. The turbolift system's a bit sort of complicated because you actually have to go down, then up, and then to the side to get around stuff. It's just it works, and it's very easy to navigate. It's not that complicated. It's very easy to navigate. Through here, engineering labs and stuff. Get another pop-up. It's carbonite secure backup. Here's a little work area right here. We're working on stuff. Some more engineering labs. If we keep going forward here, we'll eventually find a gangway or something we can use to go up. Pretty sure it's up right around here somewhere. There it is, right there in front of me. Anyways, we have the main deflector right here. As you can see, it's a very large area deflector, because it's also the transwarp conduit feeder. That's those mechanisms right there. They're what do the tunneling for the transwarp. Let's go ahead and go up. If you're curious where this gangway, why it doesn't lead down any further, you just go down here and cross over, and you'll eventually find one that leads down. We'll head up here. We're still in the drive hall, so we'll just swing back around this way here and head back up again. Again, if you want, you can come onto the server and tour the ship yourself and spend a lot of time just exploring this stuff. Still in the drive hall. We are just about to cross over into the primary hall, I do believe. So again, some areas like Science-E and Science E means like sensors and things like that, and the long-range sensor cluster, and a bunch of fun stuff. Another bathroom right here. You never know when you have to go. You want one close by. Again, this one here leads down, which is kind of neat. And I believe we came out over here somewhere. I'm already lost. Isn't that fun? Haha. It's easy. Like I said, I mean, you get in here and you start walking around and stuff, and it's easy to get turned around and get lost. Alright, so we know that this gangway is there, so we'll come back around here, and here we go. Another gangway leading up. Get a little alcove right here, and then some workspace, and then I believe this is life support or water processing, where you create water from gas, hydrogen. Nice thing about the ship is it can collect hydrogen and separate it off into, H2O, and then from there they can make oxygen and rocket fuel or hydrogen fuel and whatnot. It's pretty neat to think that the ship is very self-sustaining. And then we will come up here. It's a little claustrophobic through here. Sometimes it does. It's just nothing we can do about that. Again, this is life support up here. Come back over here. We have a nice little security station. I think on the other side would probably be first aid or security station, because this deck is kind of a big deck. And then you can see it just kind of crops on back through that way there. Crops on back through that way there is what I meant to say. Come back up here, and I'm going to go ahead and just keep going up. Y'all don't mind. Just, okay, we're here. Now where do we need to go? Well, technically we're in the parking bay, which is neat because now we can go up and check out some of the other stuff that I've done. I've made it so that if you want, you can technically go all the way from, and this is the island. If we come out into the parking bay here, beforehand, the island was the only way to access the interior part of the island was through the turbolifts or from the side here. And this is a cargo bay. This is one of the areas of the ship that did take a little bit of time to rework because so many blocks had to be replaced. And I did change too much of the interior of this. I got rid of a bunch of scaffolding and little crossovers and just a bunch of gnarly looking stuff, and I didn't want it anymore, so I got rid of it. And if you come up here, underneath the sky bridge here, you see this right here. Now, if we go down below it, oh, wow, that looks like a hatch. Well, it is. Right behind the captain's yacht. This is a cargo access point for the saucer. Pretty cool. Yeah, figured that one out, so I'm very happy with myself on that one. And we'll fly back here and go back to a solid mode. And actually, let's go ahead and go into that lounge. Actually, can we get to that lounge? Yes, we can. Come through here. This room here, I shortened this down because I did some work in this area as well. Again, I wanted to expand the EVA locker and be able to access it from the inside of the ship. So I basically, that room right there used to come right up against this wall right here. And it was just wasted space because, you know, just all that was going to go in there, a couple of pallets, maybe a small work bee or something. So I reclaimed it so that I could get from the interior part of the ship to this EVA locker, and then of course from this EVA locker out into the cargo bay here. It is a big cargo bay. I remember when I designed this, it really just, I came in here and I'm like, okay, I got to get this done, and I laid it out and I started building it, and it sort of built itself, kind of like when an author says the book writes itself. A lot of this ship just sort of built itself. I just put the blocks where they seemed that they needed to go, and that was pretty much it. Really some weird stuff going on here. Device associate framework provide, whatever. It's neat to see all that stuff. I just installed a firewall, and it's been popping up showing me what applications and stuff are running, because I have had some issues with applications being a bit internet hoggish, resource hoggish. But if we come through here, I think there's a down arrow. Nope. But check out this lounge. I redid this lounge a little bit, reworked this lounge. It's a tight fit, but it's very cozy, very warm feeling. I'd have drinks here, you know, hang out with the old lady. Make her pay for it. Ah ha ha ha. And we'll come back up here, and we have the balcony. You can overlook it. Then we step up into here. We have another lounge, but we're actually in the core, or the central island of the parking bay now. This is the upper parking bay, technically. It's the upper parking bay of the Enterprise. And the main hangar is actually above us. And again, on the Enterprise, let me see if I fly, there we go. Port side is different than starboard. Here's the port side. You can see this is the port side. If we fly over here, here's the starboard side. Different. And here's the main lift. You can actually move shuttles and stuff using this lift as well, and also move them down into here. So if you need additional parking space, you can park extra shuttles and stuff down there. Probably even a runabout. I think a runabout might fit on that lift. I don't know if it will or not. I think you have to use one of these main lifts, but I don't think runabouts will fit down there. But pretty large shuttle will. If you fly along through here, you can check out, gets a bunch of work bees, the old style. Then maintenance area right here. Of course, the island again. Pretty neat, pretty neat. I did do some reworks through here as well. We come back up into here. Again, I extended the gangways. Beforehand, the only way to reach a lot of the upper parts of this was strictly through turbolift only, and the Jeffries tube. That was it. We have ourselves, oh, I needed to update this while I was here. Gotta fix, update this real quick while I'm here, because if I don't, I will forget to do it. A little bit loud, I apologize. apologize. We're almost to our destination in this video, and y'all can take off. But yeah, okay. So I reworked this island as well. Took out some of the rooms, reconfigured the area, and generally just made it a lot cleaner, in my opinion, than it was before. And of course, gave us this nice little work area, relaxation area here for the flight crew and or the people working in the parking bay and whatnot. Come over here and we'll go up. Now this is a crossover, and this is a new revised area as well. We have this large conference room, nice tight fit. Come through here like so. All this has been reworked. This is completely redone from the Enterprise. If you were to download it from Planet Minecraft, you would see that this is different than before. And of course, this just leads down and out into this area here. And technically, I should, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to go ahead and do that and come back up here and cross over and do it again. There we go. Little details like that are needed. And I'll put one there because this room actually is exposed, I think, but maybe not. I'm not sure, but I'm going to go ahead and put these here anyways, just in case this room has to be sealed off. But yeah, check it out. It's pretty cool. Come on to the server and hang out. All of this is made possible by donations, people helping and pay for the server and keep it up and running. It's really hard because it's so expensive these days to maintain equipment and whatnot. So when the server went down, it took quite a bit of time and money to get it going again. So anybody who wants to help out, there's a link in the description below. It is greatly appreciated, very much so, for those who donate and help keep the server up and running. Here we are in the main hangar bay. I have not revised the main hangar bay, per se. I have not done anything with the roof or much of anything. I did do some color changes, and there's a little bit of change along this here area because it just needed to be slightly modified. And the central section through here, I did do a bunch of rework here, and this was most recently. This was like a, I don't know, artsy room, and I removed all the art and turned it into more of a control room. If we come over here, we can take, this is actually all new. Beforehand, this right here was laid out slightly differently, but now it allows for us to come up into here, which it did before, but now this is all new. It allows me to access the flight training area here, ready room. And if we come up again into this lounge area, which I just redid, the window's a little offset. It's not centered anymore because of this right here, which leads up where we're going next. And you can see that's where we're going, right across the way there, and we're going to be there in just a second. Come through here like this, and I really do believe, because this is exposed to the hangar, that I should, you know, do something like that, but I'll worry about that later on, figuring that out later on. And I had to move the Jeffries tube here because beforehand it would cross over and go back up again, and I had to actually do some tweaking and whatnot to horseshoe in everything that I wanted to horseshoe in. See, I got to go down one more level here, and but whoops, wow, we're missing a ladder part right there. That's odd. Go ahead and fix that while we're here. But if we go up and then we cross over, beforehand this used to go all the way up and would connect on a deck above us, and we come up here to this right here. There used to be, as you can see, there's that one, but there is not one on this side. Actually, it would be over here, excuse me. It's here still, but because of this stairwell being here, if you come through here, you have the one that goes down and back to where we're at. But instead of having this on this side, we have a stairwell. So it had to be reworked. And basically what happened is you would come through this turbolift into the corridor, and then, excuse me, Jeffries tube, cross the corridor into this Jeffries tube to get to that ladder. So I just removed the ladder. Let's go back here and take a look at the revised command hangar control room. I added a window, flight controls, and they have to. They can remote fly a shuttle from right here or whatever they need to do. You have your targeting or flight control awareness thing. You come down here, you have your aft flight controls. And I'm sure this is also like aft weapons. They can fire torpedoes and whatnot from here. And if we step through here, you're looking down into the parking bay from right here. Again, Minecraft, so I can't hide all this roofing stuff because if I can't lower this any lower because it will interfere with ships coming in and out of the space above the main entrance here. So I can't mess with any of that. And it all has to stay the same. But I did do a lot of revisions along through here. I revised these offices as well. I made them a little better. I added in a window. I had to do it because why not? I mean, on this side there's a bathroom. Over here there's not because it needed to be done. And then up here another one because right below us, of course, is that lounge. If you look, the room's slightly different. And the reason it's slightly different is over here is another bathroom I added. That's pretty much it for that. Let's go ahead and take the turbo lift and work our way forward here. You can see the map layout, and again, you can, if you use the Dynamap, you can see this, the layout for this ship and everything else on the Dynamap. Wait, actually no, because the Dynamap, the maps, you can't anymore, unfortunately, because it's all been revised. I don't know if these slices are there available anymore. Anyways, here we are on the bridge. And I do appreciate you taking time to watch. Again, this is the Minetrek.net game server. If you'd hit that like button for me, I'm told it helps. Please, so hit it if you got the chime. If not, don't worry about it. I don't really care. But if you would, hit that link to the donations page and consider giving us a donation. It's greatly appreciated. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.